Today's movie is a thriller mystery movie. On a quiet suburban street at night, a black man walks alone, chatting on his phone. Suddenly, a car pulls up beside him. Sensing danger, he quickens his pace. A person in a helmet, obscuring their face, tackles him to the ground, restrains him, and drags him into the car, which speeds away into the darkness. 26-year-old Chris Washington, a black photographer, heads to upstate New York for a weekend getaway with his white girlfriend, Rose Armitage, to meet her family. He finds himself in awkward conversations with her parents, Dean, a neurosurgeon, and Missy, a psychiatrist. Later, her brother Jeremy arrives and shares embarrassing stories about Rose during dinner. Chris also notices unsettling behavior from the family's black servants, Georgina and Walter. Missy deceives Chris into participating in a hypnotherapy session, using the sound of a spoon stirring in a teacup as a hypnotic trigger, supposedly to help him quit smoking. While in a trance, he confesses that his mother was killed in a hit-and-run when he was a child, and he feels guilty for waiting too long to seek help. At Missy's urging, his awareness slips into a dark void she refers to as the sunken place, leaving him feeling powerless. The next morning, he discovers that his urge to smoke has completely disappeared. Dozens of affluent white guests gather for the Armitages' annual event, making Chris feel uneasy with their comments about him. He encounters Jim Hudson, a blind art dealer who shows interest in his photography, and Logan King, another black man whom Chris finds oddly familiar. If you are a Mystery Movies fan, you can check Mystery Playlist in the channel. Like Walter and Georgina, Logan exhibits strange behavior and is married to a white woman 30 years his senior. When Chris attempts to take Logan's picture, the camera flash triggers a panic in Logan, causing him to rush at Chris and urgently shout for him to get out. Dean subsequently takes Logan away, later insisting that he suffered a seizure. During the party, guests participate in a silent auction, with Hudson winning the bid for Chris as the prize.
Let's go home. I'll make some.
Chris sends a photo of Logan to his friend, TSA Officer Rod Williams, who identifies Logan as Andre Hayworth, a missing person from Brooklyn.
You packing? Okay.
Chris then finds pictures of Rose with several black partners, including Walter and Georgina, which contradicts her claim that he is her first black boyfriend. When Chris attempts to leave, Rose refuses to hand over the car keys, and Jeremy blocks the door while Missy uses the hypnotic trigger to send Chris back to the sunken place.
You can get him alone. Take him downstairs, Dean. You'll die someday.
Chris awakens strapped to an armchair in the basement. In a video, Hudson explains that the family transplants the brains of their wealthy friends into other bodies to acquire their desired physical traits, leaving the original hosts' consciousnesses trapped in the sunken place. Hudson mentions that transplanting their brains into black individuals is the latest fad, but insists he doesn't care about Chris's race. He simply wants Chris's eyesight. Meanwhile, Rod, concerned for Chris and suspecting something is amiss, goes to the police, but they dismiss his worries as paranoia about sex trafficking. Missy tries to hypnotize Chris once more, but he blocks her trigger by stuffing his ears with cotton from the armchair. In a desperate struggle, he attacks Jeremy, kills Dean and Missy, and finishes off Jeremy when he comes at him again. Chris attempts to escape in Jeremy's Porsche, but accidentally hits Georgina, who is possessed by Rose's grandmother, Mary Ann. Overcome with guilt about his mother's death, he goes back to help her, but she attacks him, leading to a crash that kills her. Rose and Walter, who is under the control of Rose's grandfather, Roman, arrive to capture Chris. During the scuffle, Chris uses the flash from his phone to momentarily free Walter from Roman's grip. Walter then takes Rose's rifle, shoots her, and fatally wounds himself. Rod arrives in a TSA vehicle and rescues Chris, leaving Rose bleeding on the roadside. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.